in an abandoned house where faint footsteps can be heard. A figure wearing a futuristic helmet with a luminous circular visor equipped with weapons move further into the house. They scan their surroundings, possibly searching for something. Suddenly, they hear something move behind them. They follow the shadowy figure to find a young boy, a child with messy, dark brown hair who is covered in scars. He looks as if he has been living here all alone. He sprints in an attempt to escape as the men try to capture him. "Throw it now," one of them says, as they throw a net over as final attempt to capture him. Through the window, the light of morning filters in. The bright light streaming into the room has woken the sleepy little one. He has no idea what he's doing in this unfamiliar room. Outside, the sky was blue, the building was surrounded by a huge meadow, and the sign read Child Protection Zone. The child who had lived under an abandoned building found this place too strange as he walked around the building. The flat floor, the clean clothes, and the food that came out on schedule, everything was new to him. The child spent most of his time of this hill. The other children asked why he was alone all the time and asked him if he wants to play together. But the child was scared of the other children since he had never interacted with people before. Scared, he hissed and got on all fours like a feral cat to scare off the children. It worked, frightened the children run away in all different directions. Small butterflies flew above him. One landing on his head, he observed quietly. He rolled around in the grass, playing along with the butterflies, not a care in the world, enjoying his newfound freedom. A lady with red hair was observing him from within the building. She appeared to be in a wheelchair. "Can't he speak?" she asked one of the workers in the facility. She responds with, "No." She further explains that he doesn't seem to have a disability and that he hasn't learned how to communicate with people. But he looks like he can understand the words or even comprehend them. The rescue team said that he probably grew up with animals and not around people. The lady with the red hair responds back with, "Like Mowgli." The worker confused, "Mowgli?" The lady with the red hair laughs and says that it's understandable that the young folks have not heard of that name before. She says that it's a story from before they were born. The bell rings and the children can be seen running towards the caretaker. The boy notices that the teacher appears to be calling out names and handing them letters. "What is that?" the child thought. He heard a voice from behind him. "That's a letter from the sponsors. Sometimes they send gifts like that," the girl said, looking at him. She asked the child if he had a sponsor. The girl explains that a sponsor is someone that takes care of you. While children are playing, one of them says adults are kind, but the other kid tells that they are the exact opposite and that they're all bad. "Let's just say that half are kind and half are bad," says that girl, finding a common middle ground. While eating supper, the girl explained that a kid named Matthew had gotten a huge toy from his sponsor last time, and he wouldn't stop bragging about it. It's rumored that it was gifted for hitting people on the head. While playing on the field, she says that Lily's sponsors bought her clothes, ones with tons of frills. "It's too gross," she said. During class, she whispered, "Even Joe talked with his sponsor. It's really disgusting." "Mimi?" she says. "I don't need a sponsor, of course, because my mom promised to come and get me. She promised to come and get her after she spends just 100 nights here." The girl with confidence says that 100 nights will pass in a blink of an eye. "I hope she comes soon," with a little sadness in her tone. The boy calmly listens to what she had to say, sitting underneath a table, their secret hideout space. He looked out of the window. He blinked. He thought to himself that it felt like the stars were passing by quickly. The next morning, the teacher holding a cut out of an alien explains that these creatures had come down to Earth from the far reaches of space, and that's how the humans and aliens became friends. A kid with huge glasses says, "That's a lie," as the children all play in the playground. "Why would the teacher lie?" says another kid. "Obviously they think we are babies and believe them," said the kid with the glasses as he pulls out a book bigger than him. A girl asks him, "Where did you get that?" The boy replies confidently, "From the principal's office." He points towards the book. A long time ago, the aliens had come to Earth. The humans fought them with a strong weapon called the HAEK. But then, gulp! The alien ate it. Hence the humans surrendered. The children ask him why they ate it. He replies, "Hungry." The bell rings and the teacher is calling out names one by one. "Mori, The child looks up as a letter is handed to him. You have a sponsor now, aren't you happy? The sound of toys falling down grabs Mori's attention as he turns around to see Mori's friend in tears. At their secret hideout, the girl cries as she tells Mori to go away. Mori, not knowing what to do, runs around in small circles, frantically. The girl hears rustling sounds and looks up to see what's happening. Mori had gathered all his precious trinkets as a peace offering. The girl, with a serious look on her face, these are all things that you cherish, as she picks up a half-bitten cookie. In a sad tone, she tells Mori that 100 days have long passed and that she's all alone now as tears fall down her cheeks. My mom thinks I can't count to 100, but I can, she states. Mori moves close to her and leans his back to hers, offering comfort. She is moved by his actions and starts to feel better. She picks up the cookie and asks him if she can really eat it, waving the cookie around as he drools like a puppy. She laughs as they keep enjoying each other's company. She points to the letter in his hand and asks if he can read. She takes the letter and reads it for him. In big, bold letters, "Hello there." "Huh, that's all?" says the girl, annoyed. Mori looks down to find a beautiful blue flower that sparkles under the sunlight. His eyes widen with curiosity. At night, as the children are all sound asleep, Mori pulls out the flower and brings it closer towards his nose. He takes a huge whiff of the flower. Mori's eyes widen as the delicate blooms fosters a feeling of lightness and carefree spirit. Slowly, the baby drifts into a peaceful slumber. Each day, the bell rings and the teacher calls out for Mori to give him a letter or a gift provided by his sponsor. The kids start envying Mori, as he always receives expensive gifts from his sponsor. The kids gather around, one kid pointing out that she has never seen these many colored crayons before, and the other kid telling that the doll is a talking doll. The girl notices that all the letters have simple words on them, written in a messy handwriting. The kids start to question the intention of the sponsor. Why are they being so nice? Maybe they have some ulterior motives. Adults are nice when they feel guilt about something, right? One kid says. Mori stares at the crayons intensely. He picks one up and tries to eat it. The girl stops Mori and explains that it's used to draw rather than to eat. Mori gives stunned expression. The weather was warm and pleasant, and the children asked to help out with the laundry. Eagerly rolled up their pants and started washing the clothes, some being amused at their toes getting wrinkly due to the water. The girl, unamused by their discovery, asked, "What's so amazing about that?" Mori noticed that bubbles were forming from washing the clothes. He had never seen something so round and pretty before. Unable to contain his excitement, he dipped his hands in as well, splashing the water around. "Yeah, it's amazing, Mori, but if you step so hard it will splash," she said. Suddenly they hear a voice calling from a distance, "Dina." The kids turned, a woman waving at them. "Rodina," she called out once again. The girl, with the biggest smile on her face, ran in such a hurry that the bucket of clothes tumbled over. Rodina extends her arms and the woman pulls her in for a big warm hug. Tears of happiness dripped down her cheeks. It was Rodina's mom. She was back to take her home. The children witnessed the scene from a distance. Mori stands still with eyes wide open, his hair dancing in the breeze as the warm afternoon wind hits. Rodina says her goodbyes to Mori, telling him not to eat, to fast. She hands Mori a pair of shoes and bag as a farewell gift. She gets emotional and hugs Mori. "You must be happy," she says. Mori hugs her back, as her words makes him happy. They share a tender moment before she leaves. Rodina waves everyone goodbye, leaves with her mother. Once again, the child sits on the hill. Though the absence of a friend left a big hole, he wasn't lonely, because the letters and gifts someone sent were by his side. He takes out a letter stuffed in his pants. It read, "My dear round one." The cloak was as soft as warm sunlight. The colorful crayons and the talking doll were so much fun, and the kind of letter smelled of fragrant wildflowers. As he smells the letters and stares at the flower, the conversations between his friends about the identity of his sponsor play in his head. His eyes widens as the child thought, could this person be my mom? The child packed his things in the bag his friend gave him, saying goodbye to the orphanage in the distance, just like Rodina did. He took 1 step, 2 steps, and set off on an unknown path to meet his mom.